is fundamentally a theater. It relies on the projection of absolute invisibility. When a head of state stands on a public podium, the citizens, the global markets, and the international community do not just see a man. They see the physical manifestation of the state itself. But what happens when the theater is disrupted? May 24, 2026, Ganze, Kilifi County, a video footage reveals a civilian holding a Bible bypassing every layer of elite, heavily armed security. He walks right up to President William Ruto. The threat level was zero, but the security failure was absolute. Analysts observe this is not an isolated incident. This is a repeating undeniable pattern for structural collapse. Welcome to the AfriMedia Network. Today, we pull back the curtain on the mechanics of the Kenyan state. We will decode the system. We will analyze how a government that spent $2 billion on mass surveillance is hurting centralized youth on TikTok, while completely failing to protect its own commander-in-chief. This is the anatomy of vulnerability. For anyone keeping count, the Kilifi incident is the 5th public security breach since 2022. A water bottle thrown in Langata, a civilian charged the stage in Mombasa, an intruder tackled in Wajir, a shoe thrown in Migori. In VIP protection, survival is based on concentric rings. The outer ring, plainclothes intelligence, catching threats before they move. The middle ring, physical barricades and screening. The inner ring, the close protection unit, the final human shield. Security experts analyze the footage, not a structural collapse. In Kenya, the outer ring appears to have vanished. The inner ring is reacting last. Why? To understand the system failure, we look at the internal political variables. Former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua seized the moment to expose illegally internal rot. He claims the unity has been ethnized. Professionalism has been replaced by entitlement. The guards are demoralized, distracted, and scrolling on WhatsApp while the president is accosted.
I'm told most of those people who were guarding him yesterday were busy on WhatsApp and TikTok. They were only realizing the president has been accosted half a minute after the possible assailant had already accosted the president. What is happening is that the presidential escort unit is a demoralized lot. It is demoralized because one, Kipchumba Murkomen, Eliud Langat, and an immediate escort commander, Mayu, have ethnicized that unit. Nearly all officers are from one community where the president comes from.
When a system replaces a tactical meritocracy with political patronage, it trades competence for loyalty. The core becomes hollow. The president is surrounded by men in dark suits carrying heavy weapons, but the intelligence network is fast asleep. So, where is the intelligence apparatus looking? If they didn't see a man walking onto a stage in broad daylight, what exactly are they watching? They are watching you. Analysis show Kenya has transformed from targeted security to indiscriminated mass surveillance. The state is deploying Chinese-made facial recognition, biometric tracking, and deep mobile phone surveillance. During the historic 2024 youth-led protest, the state panicked. This wasn't traditional tribal political organizing, it was decentralized. The intelligence agencies deployed massive resources. They pinpointed geolocation, they unmasked IP address, they monitored social media algorithm. They extracted private data from telecom giants like Safaricom, often without a court order. The state became digitally omnipresent yet physically absent. This resulted in over 80 forced abductions in 3 months. Dozens remain missing today. This is the terrifying paradox of the modern Kenya state. A mother spent her night searching police station for a son abducted over a simple tweet, while the commander-in-chief stands entirely exposed to a man walking past the guards with a book, while the physical security fails and the digital eyes hunt the youth. A much bigger threat is growing inside the minds of the youth.
I have been in hiding for almost 1 year, 9 months. Now I need a change. I need to go on with my life. I need to start a new life. A life that is not about fear. A life that I will do my things. And in this life, I've come to start it now because of the threats that the government, their people have been releasing to me directly, saying that tukikupata tutakufanyia hivi, tukikupata tutakumaliza, because we know this government is very malicious and I cannot stay in hiding forever.
Former President Uhuru Kenyatta recently stood before a crowd. He was visibly angry. He bypassed the physical mechanics of security and pointed directly at the mechanics of violence. He issued a die warning to the current administration. 2007 yalianza kwa maneno kama haya ambayo watu wanaongea. The event of 2007 started with words like this that people are saying. The 2007 post-election violence is Kenyan deepest modern trauma. Over 1,000 deaths, hundreds of thousands displaced.
Mambo ya kulete vita, mambo ya kugonganisha wa Kenya. Na hakuna mtu ambaye anasimama hapo kusema msiongee vile mnaongea. Wanaruhusiwa tu waongee yale ambao wanasema. Hii sio mara yetu ya kwanza kuona viongozi wakiongea mambo machafu ya kulete vurugu. Na ya mwisho tuliyaona mwaka wa 2007. Tusifikiria kwamba hiyo mambo ilianza hapo. Ilianza kwa maneno kama haya ambao watu wanaongea.
Political scientists view Kenyatta's statement as an institution alarm bell. He is telling the country that violence does not start with weapons, it starts with a microphone. But he also exposed the exact political playbook. He pointed directly to the collapsing economy. To be analytically objective, the Ruto administration has a defense. They point to macroeconomic survival. During the first term, they navigated a massive Eurobond repayment. They stabilized the Kenyan shilling against global currencies. The administration urges that these brutal tax measures were the only thing keeping Kenya from a catastrophic sovereign default. At the state level, they managed to balance the spreadsheet. But at the street level, the citizens is drawing. When citizens' salary is swallowed by petrol and rent, when families cannot afford to feed their children, the political classes does not offer economic solution. They offer scapegoats. Kenyatta warned that the administration is using ethnic mobilization as deliberate distraction from financial despair. When leaders cannot fix the math, they manipulate the tribe. To the state apparatus, a protester is no longer a frustrated citizen. They are labeled as goons. This allows the state to delay bail. It justifies the extreme use of illegal tracking. Kenyatta is warning that the dry brush is already laid out, and the current political rhetoric is actively striking matches. His core message is devastating: address the problem, stop talking about tribe. He also mocks the administration past hustler versus dynasty narrative, asking the public, what did it bring you? Let us synthesize the absolute system reality. Kenya is the geopolitical anchor of East Africa. It is the logistical hub for global investment, but capital is cowardly. When foreign investors and intelligence agencies watch this play out, they see a highly fragile architecture. A modern state serves on confidence. Confidence from investors, confidence from allies, confidence from intelligence partners, confidence from its own citizens. When repeated security failures become global headlines, the damage moves beyond embarrassment. International risk analysis begin adjusting forecasts, ensuring premiums rise. Tourism confidence weakens. Foreign capital becomes cautious. Because global markets do not invest emotionally, they invest mathematically. A state perceived as unstable is treated as expensive. And when surveillance expands while institutional competence decline, global democracy index fell. Governance ranking deteriorates. International trust slowly erodes. This affects everything: credit access, foreign investment, security partnership, and regional influence. Kenya does not operate in isolation. Instability in Nairobi sends shockwave across East Africa. Trade corridors depend on Kenyan stability. Regional intelligence cooperation depends on Kenyan credibility. Diplomatic coordination depends on Kenyan predictability. When confidence weakens in Nairobi, the entire region feels the vibration. Kenya is not just competing militarily, it is competing reputationally. In the modern world, perception is infrastructure, and when the world no longer believes the system is secure, economic declines rarely arrives like an explosion. It arrives like erosion, quietly at first, then at once. The highest office in the land is physically defenseless, guarded by loyalty, not skills. You have a multi-billion-dollar spy network illegally chasing citizens on social media, and you have desperate politicians willing to spark a tribal war just to stay in power. The illusion of fortress Kenya is shattering. The question is no longer if the system is vulnerable. The question is what happens when the final ring breaks. Picture the fortress. The internal walls are cracking. The surveillance cameras are pointing inward at the citizens, and the front gates are wide open. This is a free media network. We analyze the mechanics, we decode the system. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, hit the subscribe button.